What's going on, guys? Welcome back to NolanTCG, and we are back here today for another deck profile, and it is for Gren Maju. So we did decide to put this one together after a few weeks of tinkering around with the list. Ultimately, we're not playing Golden Castle, and we're just trying to play as consistent a build as possible, I guess. If you did want to play kind of more of a long game, you can probably look at playing the Golden Castle build instead, but ultimately, this is just a try and generate Gren Maju, turn 1, and win the game style deck. But before we do get started, as always, please remember to drop down below and hit that subscribe button if you are new here, because we're always happy to have new people. And let's get on into the deck profile. Okay, so starting us off, of course, we've got 3 copies of Gren Maju to Isa. This is just the best card in the deck. Showed up in, I think it was 2016 at a random YCS, and just became a meme ever since then. Card steals games. I did actually play this as my, deck in YCS Melbourne for side events, because I was sick of playing Spiral at that point, so I was like, Gren Maju for side events. But back then it was very much a different deck. Then after that, we've got the card that's back at 3, and that is 3 copies of Necroface, just because it can banish a lot of cards and can reset your game state. Then we've got 3 copies of Eater of Millions. It is easy to spot removal, can't be super polyed, and is always solid. Also, can lead into a lot of combos and stuff from the extra deck, despite the fact that it can only be used for Link Summon, because Link Summoning is broken with level 1s. Then after that, we've got 3 copies of Danger Thunderbird, because we are playing a pretty heavy Danger package. Then we've got 3 copies of Bigfoot, and then we're playing 3 copies of Ogopogo. I did also consider playing the spell, but I couldn't actually find it, and then I realized I was at 40 cards already, because this is a 40 card list. So I decided not to put the spell in, but you can consider probably playing it, just cutting an Ogopogo and putting in the spell card if you do want to keep that at 40. That's the spell card that I believe is the mulligan, or the draw one. Yeah, I think it's not Realm of Danger, it's the other one. I just couldn't find it, yeah. Then after that, we've got 3 copies of Gizmek. I was a little bit concerned in this list about banishing away too much, but it is essentially just like a turbo, do everything on turn 1 style deck, so I kind of didn't want to factor that in. Then I also realized that Necroface is at 3, and that can just reset the game. So the Gizmek is not that bad when you're playing it with Desires as well. So spoilers, there is Desires in this list. Then we've got 3 copies of Dimension Shifter. Hand Trap just stops a lot of stuff in the meta right now. Dragon Link struggle to play through this, as well as... Sorry, I think we play I play a lot of Salad at locals. Can't really play around this. They just kind of do something quick and then they're done. But yeah, D-Shifter, just really, really good in the meta right now. If you're coming against a Thunder opponent, too bad. Then we've got 3 copies of Nibiru after that. Just kind of blanks everything, drops out that massive token. If it is a small token, you can put it in attack mode just to take over it with a Gren Maju, which is always good. But yeah, we've just got the Nibiru for the last of our monsters. Then for the spells, we've got 1 copy of Gold Sarcophagus, just because it can banish the Necroface and get your banish pile going. 3 copies of DDR. We are playing the DDRs because with the 3 Necroface, you are likely going to generate Necroface stuff face up. So the DDR can just reborn it, bring it back. I did find as well under Shifter that yeah, so if you're under Shifter and you're kind of behind in the game state, if they do something to neg your Gren Maju or they pop it, you can just DDR it back because it'll get banished because you're under the Shifter, because that lasts for your turn as well, which is always sexy. Then we've got 3 copies of Pot of Desires after that, just the primary draw card. Then we've got 3 copies of Allure after that as well, because I'm playing a lot of Darks. Originally I was oh, Allure could be a bit rough, and then I realized that I think I'm playing 15 Darks in this list, and that's an underestimate. I think it's 18 Darks. Yeah, you're playing 18 Darks in this list, so Allure almost always will just go through perfectly, and you can of course banish your Necroface face up, which is always really good. And then rounding out the main deck, you can swap this for anything. I'm just kind of playing it because this is just a aggressive kind of kill your opponent turn 1 style build, and that is 3 copies of Lightning Storm. You can swap these out for anything, if you want to play a different Hand Trap, or you just want to kind of, I don't know, play Red Reboot, Harpies, stuff like that. You can do that, but I am just playing 3 copies of Lightning Storm for now. Okay, then next off we have the extra deck. So this can really be toolboxed into whatever you like. It's not super relevant, but I am playing a couple of cute techs. So starting us off, we've got the 1 copy of Linkaribo and the 1 copy of Relinquished Anima. These are for your Eater of Millions, so you can turn them into different things. If you need that little bit of protection, you can go for the Linkaribo. if you just want to steal something, relinquish Anima. Then we've got 1 copy of Nightmare Phoenix just to pop back row. Then we have a little bit of a combo for if you get ashed on your Desires or one of the various draw spells you play. We're playing Heater and we're playing Selene. So you want to try and Heater back their Ash and then go into Selene with it, and then Selene can set up your other plays. Then we've got the 1 Nightmare Unicorn. In that situation as well, you can just make a Unicorn if you'd like. But yeah, the Selene's kind of like generates a much bigger body. And those 2 bigger bodies are Access Code, and they are Topologic Zeroboros. Both of these cards are really, really good. Zeroboros is amazing in this list, which is why Zeroboros is here. But Access Code can just also kill your opponent if it's like the last kind of resource you have. Then we're playing a bunch of rank 8s after this. So we've got 1 Divine Dragon Knight Felgrand, 1 Galaxy Eyes Photon Lord, 1 Dragoobleon, 1 Cypher Dragon, 1 Cypher Blade Dragon, 1 Xenophon the Sky Prison, and 1 Hope Harbinger the Galaxy Titanic Dragon. You will normally just make Hope Harbinger or Xenophon out of these 2 rank 8s. The rest of them are just kind of like toolboxy. The Photon Lord can come up from time to time, but it's not super relevant. It's more these 2 that you're going to be making. But that wraps us up here for the deck profile for this one. If you do have any recommendations, as always, please do remember to drop down below and comment them. Again, I always have started saying it that way now, and I think I'm going to say subscribe, but no, I'm not. But yeah, hit subscribe. We are now stalling for time to run this out to 10 minutes without having to put like filler in here. No, it's like 8 minutes. Yeah, we're trying to like fill that right now because I've been Ben from NolanTCG, and have a good afternoon, everybody.